Hey, I'm Scott and I'm an American in Bangkok. I got a letter from a guy and he wants to know about a hip replacement. He says, "Hey, Scott, I live in Chiang Mai and need a hip replacement. I've been looking at doctors and hospitals here. Dr. Chanakarn, I've yet to see. I understand he studied in Michigan. Only thing that works now is tramadol 3 times a day, but getting harder to find." Uh, I gotta say something. I can't stand that tramadol. Uh, I remember a doctor gave me some, and I thought, man, this stuff it hasn't done anything. And I took some more, and then a couple hours later, I took some more, and I mean, I was like, man, this stuff didn't do anything for me. Some people they think it's good, but I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all, and for pain, I don't know. It's supposed to be really good, but I didn't find it very helpful. Sorry to bother, but how much was the total hospital cost? I think it was around 9,000, 9,500, somewhere between 9 and 10,000, something like that. Don't need air or hotel. How would you do it again? Or would you do it again here? Yes, definitely I would. I only have good things to say about Dr. Chanakarn and his practice and the hospital. And seriously, he speaks English just like I do. He was actually born in America. I guess it was in Michigan. He went to school there. He moved back to Thailand. He travels all over the world. And yeah, I mean, he's easy to communicate with. His prices are very, very reasonable. And I feel good. I mean, it's been a year and May, June, July, September, October. It's been about a year and a half since I had my surgery. And I feel good. So, he's asking me how am I feeling now. I walked across the country, which is, I don't know how many miles I ended up walking, but I think it was something like 18 miles or something. I walked in a day. And then I also walked the Chiang Rai to Chiang Mai thing. And, I've done that. And let's see here. I have a service connection at 100%, so maybe I could check out Guam. The VFW here said outside the U.S. is only for specific service-connected disability, like a hearing loss due to you serving in artillery. Well, it's a service-connected injury, as far as I know, but I think it's very difficult to get accepted anywhere but, say, Guam or the Philippines, where there are VA facilities. And even that is somewhat difficult, from what I understand. Now, I could be wrong, but I was told, well, if you live outside of the country, maybe you're eligible for reimbursement of your airfare, and or maybe they will reimburse a hospital visit, whatever hospital you decide to go to, as long as it's been pre-approved, they'll reimburse you for the amount that you pay. But I found none of that to be true. And the only reason that I did it here in Thailand is mainly because of the recuperation, in that I would have had to have gone to the VA in the U.S. I would have had to flown there, been seen by a doctor, requested that I would be seen by an orthopedic specialist. Then I would have had to flown back to Thailand. Then when my appointment came up, once I knew the appointment date, I'd have to fly home again, okay, and then fly back to Bangkok. And then they would say, okay, we see that you need hip replacement surgery. It's been approved. We're going to fly you back. Well, you're going to fly back, and then we'll do the surgery on you. So I would have needed to make 3 trips to the U.S. That would have been about $3,000, plus a little spending money and everything. So let's just say $4,000 for 3 trips. Because I probably would have stayed at my parents'. But my parents are getting a little older, and, I didn't want them to have to worry about my recuperation. And frankly, I know how I am when I'm recuperating and when doctors are pinching at me and cutting at me and grabbing me, and I don't like it. I'm not a good patient. I'm one of them irritable patients who's like, Leave me alone. Get out of here. I don't want to talk to you. That kind of thing. Although with Dr. Chanakarn, he was so mellow and so relaxed about everything that I felt mellow and I was relaxed. But when it came to the nurses, that was a little bit different story. And my wife. Now, that's the thing, is my wife came up to Chiang Mai and she helped me recuperate. And I think I left on the morning of the 4th day. And then I flew business class home. I had a big seat and I was able to stretch my leg out. There was no problems with that. So let's say that it was half the price of what it cost me to go to, it would have been half the price to fly back home to the U.S. Then it cost me to do the procedure in Chiang Mai, but my wife was here and I didn't have to take a long flight, which was another major concern. After a surgery like that, you don't want to be flying for 25 hours and having to walk around or go around in a wheelchair in some hospitals. So that's why we elected to do it here in Chiang Mai. So, I'm more than happy with it. And in fact, I feel a lot better. I gotta say that I don't feel 100%. Some of that might be due to me, but I feel a lot better, and the pain is basically gone. So what I told him was that I highly recommend Dr. Chanakarn and Rajvech Hospital. The hospital is a little bit older, but it's clean, and I had a private room, and it was more than good enough. And I also told him if he wants tramadol and he can't find it in Thailand, maybe he should try Cambodia. Cambodia is a little more lenient with its drug laws, the over-the-counter laws. How do I feel? Yeah, well, I do feel better. But like when I was in pain, if I stand up after sitting for a long period of time, it takes me a few minutes to get rolling. It takes me a few minutes to get my body to get settled. Not very long, but maybe 15 steps, 20 steps, and then I get rolling. That's the only way I can say it. And then what I told him was set up everything with the VA from here in Thailand. You don't need to go there. You can call them. You can message them through. The VA has something, I think it's called My Healthy Vet. And if you've already signed up for that, you can message them that way. If not, you can call them. They have I believe they have an 800 number. But, listen, you might have to pay something for the phone call. But, I mean, you're talking about $10. You get one of those Atari cards, and you could call for like $10. Or you call on Skype, and you put $10 on there or something. And you could probably use that. That'd be more than enough to call them a couple times. So, anyway, with Dr. Chanakarn, I had an excellent experience. My experience there, aside from the fact that I hate hospitals and that I don't particularly like doctors, just because they're never really, rarely are they bearers of great news. You don't go to the hospital because everything is fantastic, unless maybe you're going for a checkup and you're in tip-top condition, and the doctor goes, hey, you're 87, but you look like you're 20, and you got the body and the organs of a 25-year-old. Okay, well, that's great news. But for the majority of people, they go in because they got a busted up knee, they got a broken finger, or whatever it might be. So, considering my grouchiness and my irritability when I went in, really, it was a very simple, straightforward procedure. And I mean, would I do it there again? Definitely. I would use them again. I got a bad knee. One day I may have to have it done. My other hip may have to be done at some point. I don't know. Hopefully not. But yes, I would use them again. So anyway, that's all I got. I'm Scott. I'm an American in Bangkok. And until next time, Chok di lat jerk en mai.